Well, hey parents, this is Jeff, and I've got a continue the journey activity for you to do with your kids at home. This one will be really short, but I'll really get your kids thinking a little bit, and it's called Leader Equals Servant. All you need for this is a piece of paper and a marker or a pen. So definitely you've got those things in your house. Now, the idea of this activity is to show children that Jesus wants us to lead by serving and helping others, which, if we're honest, when we look in the world today, the idea of leader and servant, they just aren't the same. So here's what you're going to do. First of all, you're going to remind your child of our main point this week, which is I can be a leader. We talked about that a whole lot on Saturday outside and then on our Sunday video with the kids. And there are lots of ideas about what it means to be a leader. And so what you're going to do is you're going to talk about with your kids the specific thing that Jesus said that we have to do to be a leader. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write kind of a sticky gingerbread kind of man on a piece of paper. Now, you might say like, oh, I'm out. I can't draw. I got to tell you, I can't draw either. Here's mine. Here's mine. That's really the height of my drawing abilities. It doesn't have to be any better than this right here. So you can do this at home, I promise. And you're going to ask your kids, maybe snack time in the afternoon is a good time to do this. Maybe bedtime is a good time to do this. Maybe even dinner time is a good time to do this. Say, I want us to think of some synonyms for the word leader. And of course, if you've got a kindergarten, you might need to explain what a synonym is. A synonym is a word that means the same thing as another word. And so ask your kids to start giving you some synonyms for the word leader. And as you do that, write them in your blobby gingerbread guy. And so your kids might start saying things like boss, ruler, king, president, manager, judge, commander, whatever it is. They don't have to be the right answers. They don't have to be very good answers. They can be silly answers. Whatever it is, just put them in the blob. And then say, hey, those are good synonyms for leader. And leader is many of those things. But read to them a verse that tells them what Jesus wants leaders to do. And the verse I want you to go to is in the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 43. It's one of my favorite verses. I've actually used this verse in business settings, training managers, property managers, what it means to lead their staffs and their property. Jesus says in Mark chapter 10, verse 43, but among you it will be different. Whoever wants to be a leader among you must be your servant. Woo! Challenging words. And then what I want you to do is maybe grab a different colored marker, kind of scratch out all the words that you've put in Ginger Blob, and just write the word servant right along the bottom, right along the top. Or if there's a blank spot in Ginger Blob, write servant in there. And see, Jesus made it clear that just because a leader is the boss doesn't mean that his purpose is to boss others around, but rather it's to serve everyone. We are being the kind of leaders that Jesus wants us to be when we're working and serving and doing things for other people. So as followers of Jesus, the best definition of leader is servant. And then in the end, just remind them the kind of leader that Jesus wants us to be is the kind of leader who serves others and helps them. We talked specifically this week about serving friends, helping to be an influence on our friends, so that they can make right decisions and so that ultimately they can come to know this Jesus who created them and loves them and wants to be their friend forever. And so help your kids think of ways that they can serve their friends and still be that good influence in their lives. You know what? The world has a real shortage of servant leaders right now. We can see that all around us. Imagine the kind of world we live in if we led the way that Jesus said we're designed to lead, and that is through service. It should give us some motivation to help our kids develop that idea of service and leadership this week. I hope you have a great time with this. I hope your ginger blob comes out better than mine, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.